How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Today's video is about a comment that I got over on YouTube. I'll read it out to you because it's quite a long one. Did it cost your social life? And do you still miss it deep in your heart? I mean, all this walking and being healthy is great, but you don't ever find it pointless. On the other hand, I suspect you had a massive alcohol problem. Otherwise, you wouldn't be making these videos, and that changes a lot. Thanks for the video and sharing your lessons. I'll take the last bit there first, that I had a massive alcohol problem. I had a problem with alcohol. I had a behavior which was interfering with my life. And it started out with drinking very small amounts of alcohol, and gradually, slowly but surely, increasing those amounts over the years. And it was just that behavior that caused me a problem. I mean, for me, you can't really distinguish between one drug and another drug if you're taking that drug to alter yourself in one way or another. You're trying to change something about your life by using a drug, by using a behavior that involves something from the outside of you. So you're reliant really on something that's outside of yourself in order to give you something that can only be really found on the inside. So that's a big problem, right? And it makes no difference if it's alcohol or cocaine or sex addictions or video gaming addictions. You're looking for something on the outside to try and cure something on the inside. And you know, that is getting more and more prevalent these days. It's unfortunately, as people become detached from themselves almost, you know, they become automatons, you know, they're like robots going from one instant gratification to another instant gratification, that their mind always has to be occupied by something outside of themselves, you know, and they're never willing to, you know, sit there just with themselves, you know. And that's why a lot of people who quit drinking alcohol find that it's very boring, because when they don't know how to shut down anymore. So, you know, when they're in that sort of void, they've taken the alcohol behavior out of the situation. They've taken what they used to do to sort of shut down and relax and sleep and whatever it is that they were using alcohol for. That's gone out of the situation, and they don't know what to do, and they can't. A lot of people cannot stand being in their own company, just them and themselves, you know, me, myself, and I. And sometimes that's the best place to be for yourself, for your own sanity. Sometimes it's the worst place to be for your own sanity, but it all depends what's going on. So I know it's a long-winded approach to this, but I just think it's that saying, trying to differentiate between one person's alcohol problem and another person's is sort of disingenuous to a certain degree, because I think just the fact that you're putting alcohol into your body in the first place is a problem, you know. Same way as picking up a packet of cigarettes, taking a little tube of dried out weed, setting fire to it and inhaling the smoke is a problem. Why would you ever do that? You know, why would you ever want to do that? You know, it's the same thing for me. I understand you get the buzz, it's a funny feeling, all this kind of stuff, but it's such a destructive force. But anyway, I'm going to the next part, which was, did it cost me my social life? And I have to say that quitting alcohol freed me up to get a social life. It was alcohol that killed my social life. It was alcohol that forced my mentality down into a certain route, focused everything about me down into a certain route. You know, like all the brainwashing down over the years starts out fairly innocuous. You know, you get into the pub, you want to have a few pints, you want to be with your friends, you want to socialise, blah blah blah. And that's the way we're brought up to think that is socializing. It's the only way to socialize, and over the years the alcohol companies have pounded us with advert after advert, marketing message after marketing message, just pummeling that message into us until it's deep inside our consciousness and deep inside our psyches that socializing, celebrating, fun is alcohol. And without alcohol, it's shit. Without alcohol, there's no fun. So alcohol and fun are two inseparable things. Such bullshit, And it's only when you realize how myopic you become, when you're drinking alcohol, that your whole focus is around this one thing. And when I stopped drinking, I wasn't going out for the social parts of this anymore. I used to be able to go out, and it was when you're younger, you use alcohol as a social aid, right? As a way to get yourself relaxed and to, lose some of your inhibitions, lower your inhibitions anyway. But as you gradually go on and on and on in your life, alcohol becomes the focus. The focus is no longer the social. So when I stopped drinking, I'd lost my social life a long, long time ago, And it's only now that have gained my social life back. It's only now that I can honestly, hand on heart, say that when I go out now, it's because I want to be with the other people that I'm with. It's because I want to have the conversation with them. I want to have a laugh with them. I want to have fun with these people. Before, I didn't want to do that. That came second or third, It was the alcohol first. It was the alcohol drinking first. The drunk part of it second, and the socialise part of it third. So to answer your question, no, alcohol didn't kill my social life. Nowhere near it. It gave me back my social life again. It gave me back all those times that I've missed out on, and it gave me back the memories of my social life. It gave me back, so much more. I mean, alcohol takes so much from you. Takes so much from you, from a physical point of view, from a mental point of view, spiritually, financially. All across the spectrum, alcohol just takes and takes. This is the same thing with any other drug habit. I wouldn't need to be having this conversation, right? I wouldn't be having this conversation if we were talking about heroin, right? And there is plenty of scientific proof that the harms that alcohol causes in a person's life is far more greater than the harms caused by heroin or any of the other drugs, So, that's it for today. If you have any questions at all, leave them down below. Come on over to the website and sign up for our free newsletter, as detailed down here. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards. Take care. Bye now.